Novigrad is the new expansion coming in for Gwent the Witch card game, just on the tails of Crimson Curse, which was admitted by the devs, and you can see one of them right here. Jason Slama, director of the game with community manager Paul Berja, also one of the developers. Austrian makes an appearance in this stream, which just wrapped up. We got to talk about the new expansion Novigrad with just a dope logo. I love the blue kind of like sapphire lapis lazuli sort of like Gwent logo. I always like when card games release the new expansion and they change the color of the logo. It's like the little artistic things. I love this stuff. I really love it. Not only that, they got the coin flipping and landing and then Gwent, but then also Novigrad, underneath Novigrad, the city, the upside down city. Ah, man, the art team is just so damn good. They have the best in the business. Prove me wrong, guys. Prove me wrong. They have the best in the business. Damn. All right, so let's talk about Gwent Novigrad coming out with 5 new leaders for the faction, each representing a gang in the city of Novigrad, and also each representing a set of the existing factions in Gwent. Nilfgaard, Monsters, Northern Realms, Skellige, and scoia'tael all have 3 dual faction cards that they can use in either the Syndicate deck or the faction deck of their choice. So you see Horson Jr. there with the club and the tattoos. We're going to go left to right. Horson Jr., he's running the cut-ups. He's got Monsters dual faction cards. And then above him, the big guy standing, that's Hemmelfart. He is the Hierarch of Novigrad and the Hierarch of the Eternal Fire. So the religious zealotry that actually rules the city. Very corrupt. He has the Eternal Fire, the Fire Sworn, which is another gang there. And also, he's got, the Fire Sworn. They have like a spawn mechanic, a swarm mechanic. Really cool stuff. And then in the middle there, you got our boy Cleaver, the Mohawk Dwarf. He's got a lot of cool dwarves at his command with the Crown Splitters. He's all about Intimidate, so it's kind of like the Assimilate, Harmony, Thrive mechanic of the Syndicate, in which you get boosted for each crime you play, which is like the special card. So kind of like how nature cards are in scoia'tael, but this is like they care about almost every special card you can play. So it's closer to Assimilate and Harmony and how often you're going to proc these triggers. We'll get to that later. So, so they have dwarves, so dual faction dwarf cards with scoia'tael. And then the lady standing up, going along the line here, is Gudrun Bjornsdottir. She is head of the Tide Cloaks, which are pirates that make their home in Novigrad. So there's some pirate synergy there with Skellige, so you get your Skellige cards there, and also they are all about hoarding gold. So instead of spending the gold with other gangs and the other decks you might make, you are less inclined to you just want to gain the money and spend it and do stuff with your excess money. So that's kind of like what the pirates are doing in Novigrad. And then finally you have KOB, King of Beggars, is the leader over here. He's all about the blind eyes. He's like the Nilfgaard representative, sort of. His gang, the Blind Eyes, they're all about profiting, paying tribute. So their keyword that they care about is tribute. They have agents as well within the gang, and the King of Beggars himself. Well, we're going to find out what these leaders do one day. One day. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the overarching mechanic of crowns. There are a lot of cards that involve gaining crowns and spending crowns. And you will see these crowns kind of in the same place you see your leader charges. So like where that ×1, ×2 is going to be located in the UI of the game, like in that corner, that's where you're going to see, it's going to be like a little coin purse that keeps track of your coins, right? You get to, there are cards that gain you coins. So the first mechanic we're talking about is profit. So anything that says profit, like the card we're going to talk about there, that's kind of faded out there, Caleb Menge, which I'm just going to bring into focus for a moment. So this guy here says profit 3, which means that when you play him on deploy, you gain 3 coins in your coin purse. And you can use those coins right away. There's basically no, when you play a charge unit or an orders unit in Gwent, there's like the little Zeds before the next turn comes around and you can actually use the card you played. If you have the money, all of your cards have Zeal and Syndicate. All of them that have Fee have zeal, basically, if you have the coin. So that's actually, and that's overarching with the whole faction. That's not like, okay, well, full test cards have zeal. Okay, I'm going to play orders cards and that kind of thing. It's more like all your cards have zeal if you got the money. So it's cool. First you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the win. Or whatever you please. So that's what, so when you play a card and it says profit, you get those coins. And then there's fee. If it says fee, if you have the coins, you spend it. No summoning sickness. Really good. And then there's bounty. You can see here, this card here says, if a unit has a bounty, the effect is different. So when a card has a bounty on it, it means that when that unit is destroyed, you gain the amount of coins equal to its base power, I believe, but I don't know if that's finalized. But they say it on the stream, right? I sure hope they do. So, lots of cards that interact with bounties. That's what Witch Hunters are all about. I like that. And then we have tribute. So tributes. So in this situation with Morils, if you have 6 coins on you when you play it, you can trigger the tribute ability, but only if you have the coins and you spend the coins on the tribute. You pay the tribute. So if you play Morils, you're getting the 4 ping, which means that he's a 4 ping unit at 4 for 9. So that's already good. But anything that pings for 4 is a dope card, and they've been nerfed constantly. These cards have been constantly nerfed. So we already know this card is amazing. And then if you actually pay the tribute, so if you have the 6 coins and you need to spend it and you want to spend it, you can just kill anything. Any enemy unit that you can target, you can kill it. That's pretty good. So the tribute is really cool. And then you have the spawn. So spawn is not, like I said, it's not a new idea. All right, so here's one of the cards that does spawn. So basically the reason Firesworn cares about the mechanic of spawning, because first of all, they have a lot of cards that produce these Firesworn Zealots. And the Firesworn Zealots, they empower other cards by how many there are on the board. Plus they are swarming. There's a card later on that boosts all things by the row if you can pay the tribute cost. They have a lot of cards that will boost the Zealots themselves, Firesworn units. And just generally swarming is a pretty strong strategy, because then you have cards like Yennefer, a lot of cards that already cater to swarming in the first place. So they want to spawn a lot of cards, and they have a lot of ways to do that. It's a cool mechanic. I like it. Feels like Nilfgaard Soldiers. So Intimidate, this is a pretty basic card, and of course we'll get back to the actual talking about the cards and the power level and stuff, but Intimidate, every special card, I think almost every special card in Syndicate is called a crime. So every time you play one of these special cards, you boost your engines, which have Intimidate. And some of them may say Intimidate 2. That's pretty good, right? It's pretty good when your engines actually boost by 2 per turn. So pretty good, kind of seeing the future, already kind of building in keywords maybe ahead of time. It's pretty cool. And you have Hoard. Now, hoarding is the pirate mechanic, and I think that the pirate mechanic is pretty cool. The case of Hoard is like Tribute. You need to have the money to make the secondary on deploy effect work, or whatever consideration you need. If it's an order that needs a hoard, also known as a hoarder, then you need to have the amount of money. But unlike Tribute, you don't spend the coins when you play it. You just need to have the money. So the pirates are about gaining the money but not spending it, keeping it in a treasure trove. How sick is that flavor? That's spicy flavor. And then finally there is Insanity. This card is so good. So Insanity is very much, if you understand how fee works, if you have the money, you spend the fee, and that's like an order that you can trigger as many times as you want a turn. It has as many charges as you can spend it, right? So in this case, if you have 2 crowns, you play this, and it's your crowd thinning. it's your deck thinning. But if you don't have the coins, Insanity means that this card will actually self-wound itself for 2 instead of spending the money, and then it'll still trigger the effect, but you'll lose points. So that's how Insanity works, and that's how cut-ups work. Cool? All copies. Hey, there's always ways to make more, right? These clowns are great. Anything that thins can win. Let's actually talk about these cards, guys.